you don't know how happy you've made me.
My own Ernest.
But you don't mean to say that you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Ernest.
But your name is Ernest.
Yes, I know, but supposedly, if it was something else, are you saying you couldn't love me then?
That is merely metaphysical speculation. And like most metaphysical speculations, does not pertain to the actual facts of real life at all. Imagine that.
Gwendolyn, darling, to speak quite candidly, I don't think the name Ernest suits me at all.
Oh, it suits you perfectly. It is a divine name. It has a music of its own. It produces vibration.
Gwendolyn, there are a lot of much nicer names. Jack, for instance, is a charming name.
Jack?
Yes.
No! There is very little music in the name Jack. Does not thrill. Jack. No, it produces absolutely no vibrations. Besides, I have known several Jacks, and they all, without exception, were more than usually plain. Besides, Jack is a notorious domesticity for Jean, and I pity any woman married to a man called Jean. She probably would never be allowed to know the entrancing pleasure of a single moment's solitude. The only really safe name is Ernest.
Gwendolyn, I must get christened at once. I mean, we must get married at once. There's no time to be had.
Married, Mr. Worthing?
Yes. Well, of course you know that I love you. And you led me to believe, Miss Fairfax, that you weren't absolutely indifferent to me.
I adore you, but you haven't proposed to me yet. Nothing at all has been said about marriage. The subject has not even been touched on.
Well, may I propose now?
I think now would be an admirable opportunity. But before you say anything, I think I should tell you quite frankly, Mr. Worthing, that I am fully determined to accept you.
Gwendolyn.
Yes, Mr. Worthing? What have you got to say to me?
You know what I've got to say to you.
Yes. But you don't say it.
Oh, Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Oh, yes. How long have you been about it? I'm afraid you've had very little experience in how to propose.
My own one. I've never loved anyone in the world but you.
Yes, but men often propose for practice. I know my brother Gerald does. My girlfriends often tell me so. How wonderfully blue your eyes are, Ernest. Yes, they are quite blue. I hope you will always look at me like that, especially when there are other people present.
Mr. Worthing! Rise, sir, from the semi-recumbent posture.
No!
It is most indecorous.
Mama, I must beg you to retire. Mr. Worthing is not quite finished yet.
Finished with what, may I ask?
Mama, Mr. Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
Pardon me, you are not engaged to anyone. When you do become engaged to someone, I or your father, should his health permit him,